Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. Today we've got a massive update that will leave fans breathing a huge sigh of relief and maybe even doing a little celebration dance wherever they are. If you've been keeping tabs on the Dallas Cowboys this offseason, then you already know how critical this moment is. We're talking about an injury scare that could have derailed a huge part of the Cowboys' offensive plans for 2025, and the latest breaking news has just flipped the entire narrative on its head in the best way possible. The fears were real, the anxiety was mounting, and fans were holding their breath. But now, the storm has cleared, and what we're hearing about rookie offensive tackle Tyler Guyton's knee injury is nothing short of incredible. It's the kind of good news that can shift momentum, restore confidence, and reignite hope heading into the season. Let's rewind for a second and remind ourselves just how crucial Tyler Guyton is to the Cowboys' blueprint for success. The 6'7", 328-pound tackle from Oklahoma was a first-round pick in this year's draft, and expectations were sky-high from the second his name was called. The Cowboys made it abundantly clear they saw him not just as a future building block, but as an immediate contributor to shore up the offensive line. Guyton was being groomed to potentially take over the right tackle position, and his athleticism, size, and upside made him one of the most talked about additions to the roster. But then, just as training camp was starting to heat up, disaster struck. During a padded practice session, Guyton went down clutching his knee. The entire mood of the camp shifted. Silence fell across the practice field. The medical staff rushed in. And within moments, fans were already fearing the worst. Social media lit up with speculation. Was it a torn ACL? Could it be season-ending? Would the Cowboys have to scramble to reconfigure their offensive line plans? The scene was all too familiar to NFL fans, a promising young player going down before he even gets a chance to showcase his talent on the big stage. And considering the Cowboys' recent injury history, supporters were understandably on edge. Some fans even pointed to the past names like Tyron Smith, Lyle Collins, and others who had missed time due to serious injuries. The thought of losing Guyton before he even played a regular season snap felt like déjà vu of the worst kind. But then, after a tense 48 hours filled with MRI scans, doctor consultations, and countless rumors, the Cowboys front office made the announcement that sent waves through the NFL community. Tyler Guyton did not tear his ACL. That's right, initial fears of a season-ending injury were officially put to rest. According to sources close to the team, the MRI revealed only a minor sprain and no structural damage to the ligaments. In fact, not only is it not a torn ACL, but Guyton is expected to return to action this season. The recovery timetable? Weeks, not months. That's an extraordinary turn of events for the Cowboys, and a massive win for the offensive line unit. Let's put this into perspective. Had it been an ACL tear, Guyton would have been out for the entire 2025 season, requiring surgery and months of rehabilitation. That would have thrown the Cowboys' offensive line depth into chaos, and forced them to either reshuffle existing starters or hit the free agent market. It would have also meant slowing down the development of a player they're counting on to become a long-term starter. But with this positive diagnosis, the Cowboys can breathe easy. Guyton will be back in the mix, maybe even in time for the latter part of the preseason. That's a huge boost not just for the coaching staff and the offensive unit, but also for quarterback Dak Prescott, who needs solid protection up front if this team is going to make a real run this season. The ripple effect of this news goes beyond just one player. With Guyton now expected to return this year, the Cowboys can stick to their original strategy of building cohesion on the line. Tyler Smith can stay at left guard, Terrence Steele doesn't have to be moved around, and the team can maintain some much-needed continuity. Offensive line coach Mike Solari was already integrating new schemes and techniques to maximize the unit's performance, and Guyton's presence, even if delayed slightly, will allow those plans to stay on track. It's hard to overstate how valuable that consistency is, especially when you consider the tough defensive fronts the Cowboys will face this year. And let's not forget what Guyton himself brings to the table. He's not just a big body, he's a freak athlete for his size. At Oklahoma, he showed elite footwork, quickness, and the kind of raw strength that made scouts drool. In pass protection, he showed flashes of brilliance, and in run blocking, he's got the power to open lanes on the edge. He's still raw, yes, but the upside is enormous. That's exactly why the Cowboys were willing to spend a first-round pick on him. They saw a future anchor on the offensive line. And now, with this injury scare behind him, Guyton has even more motivation to come back stronger and prove he belongs in the NFL trenches. Cowboys Nation, this isn't just about dodging a bullet. This is about preserving the long-term vision of the team and keeping the engine running without having to slam the brakes before Week 1. It's about giving this offense the tools it needs to protect Prescott, open up the run game, and give playmakers like CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard a real chance to shine. And for Tyler Guyton personally, this is an opportunity to show resilience, bounce back, and embrace the challenge of proving he can handle the speed, power, and complexity of the NFL. In fact, team insiders say that Guyton has already been back at the facility, going through light rehab and engaging in team meetings. His spirits are reportedly high, and he's been seen walking without a brace or noticeable limp. That alone speaks volumes. The coaching staff, especially Mike McCarthy, has expressed nothing but confidence in Guyton's ability to recover quickly and continue learning the system. Sources also indicate that the team is in no rush to push him before he's ready, but the fact that they don't have to rule him out for the season changes the whole equation. It gives the Cowboys flexibility, options, and most importantly, peace of mind. As training camp continues and preseason games approach, all eyes will be on Tyler Guyton's progress. The plan, according to reports, is to ease him back into individual drills within the next couple of weeks, followed by some light team reps if the knee responds well. If all goes as expected, Guyton could potentially see limited action in the final preseason game, or be ready to go by Week 1, either in a rotational role or full starting duties depending on how things unfold. Of course, the team will continue monitoring his progress closely. Any sign of setback will be treated with caution, but the optimism inside the building is palpable. And it's not just about this season. The Cowboys are thinking long-term. They believe Guyton can be a 10-year starter in this league. They're investing in his development, surrounding him with veteran leadership, and giving him every resource needed to succeed. This injury scare, while nerve-wracking, may have ultimately strengthened that commitment. Fans have also rallied around him. Social media has exploded with support for Guyton, with thousands of fans sending well wishes, messages of encouragement, and celebrating the good news. That kind of support matters. It's a reminder of just how passionate Cowboys Nation is, and how invested they are in the success of every single player on that field. Tyler Guyton now has a story to tell, a story of overcoming fear, beating the odds, and proving his doubters wrong before he even plays it down. So here we are, with the clouds parting and the sun shining down on Oxnard, California. The Cowboys dodged what could have been a devastating blow. Tyler Guyton, the rookie phenom, is going to be okay. Not just okay, he's going to play. And that changes everything. The offensive line plan remains intact, the team's trajectory stays on course, and the dream of a dominant Cowboys offense in 2025 is alive and well. As we look ahead to the rest of training camp, the preseason battles, and the road to Week 1, keep your eyes on Tyler Guyton. Watch his recovery, track his progress, and get ready to cheer him on as he makes his way back to full strength. This was the scare that could have changed everything, but instead, it's become a rallying point. And for Cowboys fans everywhere, it's a reason to believe. Thanks for tuning in, Cowboys Nation. If you're as relieved and excited as we are about Tyler Guyton's injury update, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single update as we charge full speed into the 2025 season. Let's go, Cowboys!